Brokers, economists, fellow entrepreneurs will drown in the saliva of their own nervous breakdowns. Markets will crash, financial empires will crumble.
It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Good morning, slaves, and welcome to another edition of It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine, a show where the worst is yet to come. I am your host, the Stimulator, and the long-awaited economic meltdown we've all been wishing for is finally here.
I continue to have confidence in the underlying strength of the global economy.
Was that a little stumble there, buddy? Fed Chair Bert Bernanke cut interest rate to chill motherfuckers out. But that wasn't enough as stock traders continued their massive stock sellout to save their own sorry asses. This was preceded last week by Bush's visit to the oil pimps over there in Saudi. Our Jesus-loving president jumped over the pond to beg the Mohammed-loving Arabs to open up that oil faucet to his SUV-driving constituency.
If they don't have a lot of additional oil to put on the market, it's hard to ask somebody to do something they may not be able to do.
Wait a goddamn minute. Rewind that shit.
If they don't have a lot of additional oil to put on the market.
Could this sorry excuse for a human being be telling us that the Saudis are running out of oil? In any event, here's how the Saudi Arabian oil minister responded.
We raise production and we lower production, depending on the health of the international oil market.
That is, unless you join us in our funky sword dance. Then we'll consider it. Well, it looks like Bush's little sword and dance worked. The price of oil dropped to below $90 last week, but as you already saw, this measly reduction didn't help economic matters at home.
Fuck T-bills, fuck blue chip stocks, fuck junk bonds.
But hey, at least you have food to eat. The BBC reports that people across South Asia are dealing with severe shortages of wheat and rice. This is a story that will unfortunately repeat itself over and over in the coming years, as increased droughts and floods resulting from man-made climate change wreak havoc on food crops and as more veggies begin to be used as fuel. To make matters worse, a new and expensive car has been unleashed in India. The Tata Nano costs about $2,500 and is set to clog the already packed roads of Delhi and Bombay any time now. There are many reasons why this is bad news, but anyone that has experienced Saigon after the introduction of cheap Chinese motorbikes will likely see the disaster ahead. Yes, we will be known as the civilization that drove itself to extinction in cute little teeny cars.
I never thought I would ever see the day when African people would say they Republican. Act like they love them, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Motherfuckers got their fingers on the button. Bush boys ready to blow, ready for war. Niggas acting like they're ready to go. But I ain't going nowhere, I'm staying right here. Y'all better call the police to the streets. I'm gonna stand on my feet like Muhammad Ali with my fist in the air saying power to the people.
In this section I usually rant about something or other. But due to the terrific news of the crash of world economic markets, I bring you Howard Kunstler, a man that has been predicting similar doom and gloom for some time now, and author of The Long Emergency. Hey Jim, how the fuck are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Jim Howard Kunstler, what is the name of your blog?
My blog is called Klusterfuck Nation.
Why are we Klusterfuck Nation?
Well, I chose that term, which is kind of an old World War II Army slang term that signifies kind of a breakdown in order and in people managing to get just about everything wrong all at once. And it pretty much describes the political and economic and social situation that we're in.
So, what the fuck is going on with the economy?
This is a very strange and interesting week, just as we sit here. The stock markets are crashing all over the world, and the U.S. stock market's gone down about 1,000 points in the last 5 days. You know, the whole thing with finance is this, is that it's one of the canaries in the coal mine for the whole global energy sunset of the industrial experience issue. And I think you can explain it like this, that for decades and decades we've had the expectation that regular economic growth would occur at the rate of, you know, between 2.5% and 9% a year, somewhere in between that, in a cyclical way, you know, up and down, regularly from year to year to year to year. And the whole thing about the global oil predicament is it implies that we're not going to have that kind of industrial growth anymore. And of course, the financial markets are all based on the expectation that there will be this regular industrial growth. All of the paper that is circulated around Wall Street, the financial instruments, the stocks, bonds, derivatives, and other trading things, are all based on the idea that this growth is going to occur and that one way or another, you know, your wealth is going to increase. But now we're facing a situation in which our wealth actually may not increase. It may, in fact, contract for a while, our ability to create value. And so I think that this, what we're seeing now is the financial markets really encountering that reality and being very shocked by it. And we're seeing kind of a shakeout in a lot of assumed wealth and a lot of misbehavior that attended the end of the sort of climactic part of the cheap oil story.
Jim, when you look into your crystal ball, what does the future look like?
I think we're entering a period of economic hardship and social and political turmoil. I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world.
What?
You know, it's going to be an interesting, exciting, and maybe dangerous time. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs and incomes, and they're going to be very ticked off, you know, the formerly middle class. It remains to be seen how that's going to affect the national elections in the USA this year, but I dare say that it's going to play a part. I do think that the oil problem is going to accelerate within the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even sooner. And I agree with what Matt Simmons, the banker to the investment banker to the oil industry, has been saying lately, which is that the public will probably continue to suck up the increase in prices of oil, but when we run into the situation of spot shortages, that's going to be the thing that wakes them up.
So, are we totally fucked?
Well, you know, we're looking at a situation in the oil realm which really is as follows. The numbers indicate that we've probably peaked in global production probably in 2006. The evidence suggests that we're entering a new part of the storyline, the global oil export crisis, which means that the export rates of the nations that send oil to the United States are going to go down more steeply even than their production decline rates.
Any final thoughts?
You know, we're facing a lot of really serious problems. There's no reason to be morose or depressed or hopeless about it. We got too much to do to sit back and be crybabies and wring our hands and feel sorry for ourselves. You know, this is a very interesting, tumultuous period of history. We are brave and capable people, and we got to, you know, get out there and do what we can. And you know, I'm confident that, especially that America's young people are going to be very heroic in the face of all this.
And that about does it for this edition of It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine. For suggestions on living in a post-oil world, or to visit James Howard Kunstler's blog, visit our website, stimulator.tv. Don't forget to wrap that rascal.
Remember, kids, you can podcast high-quality video of this show at submedia.tv.
Ha 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 ha!